The last time I was with him, that was the last day that I was in his company, and he died like 2 weeks later. He sent all of us away. He wanted us to have 2 weeks by himself, or with a smaller group at his ashram. And what happened was that we were sitting around him. There's always a small group. He kept the place really small, because he sent everybody away. People would come, and he would have had thousands of people there, but he let them come and they would fill up in his presence, and then he sent everybody away. So if you got to stay with him for any length of time, it was very special. And that day, he turned to all the different Westerners, and like I said, it was maybe 24, maybe 36 of us at the time. And he started to tell, oh, go back to America, go back to wherever you came from, go to this city, go to that city. He was just cleaning house, sort of just sending everybody off. So I decided to become invisible. Of course, I'm 6'4", and I'm sitting right in front of him, right, like smack here. So he was sitting here, and he was doing this thing over my head. And it worked for a little while. He just ignored me. And then there was already a lot of space around me because people had started to leave. And I had this most amazing experience. I looked at him. He sat on this little platform, we call it tucket. So he was like slightly, kind of like on a couch, and we sat on the floor around him. And he sat there, and I didn't see, this is very hard to describe, I didn't see, like his form didn't change. He was still there with this, you know, wrapped in this blanket like he usually was. But I saw, in a way, who he was in a cosmic aspect. And words really can't even come close, have never come close to describe that. But I saw just him as vast as existence, as the entire universe filling his space. And it was a truly just profound experience. There's a way that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna shows his cosmic form to Arjuna. And Arjuna ends up shaking from the impact of that and says, no, stop, just become my friend again the way I know you, because I can't handle this, it's too much. And that is like the closest I know of a description to this experience. And I had that experience, and when it was complete, he just turned to me and said, Jao, which means go away. That was his, we call it the Maha Mantra, because he would Jao everyone so quickly. So I knew that it meant, for this moment, it meant to just get out of his line of sight. So I got up, and trust me, my knees were shaking. And I made it down the 3 steps of the little porch where we all were. And I walked around the building. And this is an Indian ashram, and I had lived there for close to a year, and I had never seen anything like a chair. Because everybody sits on the floor, except for the tucket that Maharaji would sit on. Everybody sat on the floor, and chairs didn't exist in that world. So I walk around this corner, and there is this little 3-legged stool standing exactly where I needed it, because my legs weren't holding me up any longer. And I sat on that stool, and I realized something in that moment. I realized that that stool was placed there by that same cosmic consciousness that I had just seen in Maharaji. That this consciousness, this being, is both cosmic and absolutely personal. That is vaster than anything you can imagine. And yet pays attention to the most minute details of our lives. The most minute needs and wants we have. Doesn't give us what we want if it's not good for us, out of love, but teaches us and guides us in the smallest aspects of our lives, and is always present for all of us. The question is, are we aware of it?